Do video game drinks actually work? This is a question I asked a few months ago on a review of G Fuel, Mountain Dew's Game Fuel, and a new company called Liquid Luck. I said if that video had done well that I would do another video, and that video has almost 10,000 views as of right now, so I would say that it's done pretty well and it's time to do another review. Today we're going to be looking at yet 3 more esports beverages: NEKT-R, Outbreaks F.PS, and Sneak. NEKT-R is a brand new energy drink brand, much like G Fuel, and based in the Netherlands. They're trying to focus on esports in Europe, where G Fuel is still hard to get and expensive due to import taxes. The name NEKT-R comes from nectar, which in Greek mythology stands for the drink of the gods, or the drink where the gods get their powers from. NEKT-R was very kind enough to reach out to me and ask me to include them in this video. They sent me the cherry flavored NEKT-R as well as the tropical flavored NEKT-R, and both of these are very, very tasty drinks. They also have, the name NEKT-R isn't just some sort of kind of gimmick. It actually tastes, to me, what I think about when I hear the word nectar. If I were to drink NEKT-R, I would expect it to taste something like this. Very, very, very good drink. Tastes wonderful, much better than some of the other stuff that I've had in the past. I was a little worried that it might not be so great, as I usually am with these things. Them being supplement brands and supplement drinks, it is possible that you're going to have kind of a gross taste in there, but nothing like that coming out of NEKT-R. Very sweet, very full of flavor. And one thing that I did notice was their tropical flavor. It's not a red like tropical punch, it's an orange kind of thing, and it also reminds me a lot of the Tropicilla flavor by Sneak. They claim to be something very similar to G Fuel. There is a few differences that I've noticed. One thing is the flavor is nothing like G Fuel, but that's not a bad thing. While G Fuel actually tastes very, very good, NEKT-R also tastes very, very good. They don't taste anything alike, so you'll know when it's NEKT-R and you'll know when it's G Fuel. If you were to take a blind taste test, you could tell the difference between the two. The powder of G Fuel is also very powdery. It looks a lot like powdered sugar. There's a colorlessness to it. Whereas with NEKT-R, there is color to it. Not a big deal. I mean, there's dye in it and all that, but the only colorless drink that I've had is Liquid Luck, which I discussed in other videos as well. NEKT-R, I felt, as far as the effects of NEKT-R, were very, very good. I didn't have to drink a whole lot of it in order to keep myself going. I would say 1 to 2 servings. Usually when I'm drinking stuff like this, I'm drinking about 2 servings at a time. And I'm usually using something like a blender bottle, something like this, that will hold 2 servings at a time, because I like to have, you know, more than just, half of this just doesn't seem to do it for me. If I'm sitting down playing games for a long amount of time, I like to have a beverage right on hand. So I'm always doing about 2 at a time. One thing I found very helpful about the packaging on NEKT-R is it actually says on there not to exceed 3 servings a day. G Fuel, you're not supposed to exceed 3 servings a day. However, it doesn't say that anywhere on the package. It just says don't exceed the daily dosage amount. You're left to wonder and then do further research on the internet, which is kind of lame if you ask me. It should say it straight on the packaging, and NEKT-R gives you that information. Calorie counters would be pleased to know that there are only 9 calories per serving of NEKT-R, and the effects last from 4 to 6 hours. It enhances your focus, and it optimizes your brain. Along with the drinks, they sent me a shaker. Here's where things get ugly. This shaker is very clearly made by the same company who made Liquid Luck Shaker, and in the last video, if you remember, I complained about the shaker. When I got this shaker, I could tell that it wasn't sealed properly. When I take it off and I put it back on, no matter how many times I do it, there is still, and I'm sure you probably can't see this on the camera, but I can see that it is not sealed appropriately. NEKT-R, ditch the crappy shaker, put in a little bit of money, and just forget about the G Fuel mimicking thing. We don't need that. G Fuel is G Fuel. You guys are NEKT-R. You are the drink of the gods, and I don't want to drink my drink of the gods out of a crappy shaker. Get it out of here. We need something good, okay? I suggested to Liquid Luck that they get a blender bottle. Now, Liquid Luck has a blender bottle, and they are the first esports drink to collaborate with blender bottle, which astounded me. I think that this shaker, this color of shaker, which is their standard color, would appropriately fit your brand. That's a suggestion. Take it how you will. There is another shaker that you could consider. I'm going to show this off just briefly. This is Outbreaks Shaker for F.P.S, and this is called Cyclone, a Cyclone Cup. A very, very cool shaker. I'll get into that a little bit more. It's a little intimidating looking, isn't it? Pay a couple of extra dollars, get yourself a decent and quality shaker. Again, your name is NEKT-R. Would you see the gods drinking nectar out of something like that? Personally, I would not. Much like other esports drinks, NEKT-R offers starter packs and free shipping. A shaker and your choice of either the tropical or the cherry nectar will sit you back at about €37.95 Euro. You could also get the NEKT-R Battle Pack, which was what I was sent, and it gives you both flavors of nectar, a hat, and a shaker, sitting you back at €80 Euro. There are also sample packs giving you their shakers, energy shots, and other products available. Plenty of things to look through here on NEKT-R. They even have the blue light blocking glasses for $19.95 Euro. Overall, I would give NEKT-R 4.5 out of 5 stars, and I would buy it again. Next on the list we have F.P.S by a company called Outbreak. Outbreak is a supplement company where they do a lot of things other than just gaming supplements. They're a workout supplement sort of company that you can go to Outbreak and you'll see all kinds of stuff for fat loss, bodybuilding, muscle mass, and those kinds of things. So they've been in the game for a little while now, and they are a very, very interesting company, to say the least. I find Outbreak to be a bit confrontational with G Fuel. So much so that they're calling them out, saying that G Fuel hides behind proprietary blends so that they can pixie dust what's actually in their formulas. Whereas F.P.S is a full disclosure. They will show you absolutely everything that is in their drink and hide nothing from you, which is honestly very admirable. I find that to be, I want to know what's going in my body, and I want to know why it's going into my body. These guys are full disclosure, and they will tell you everything that you need to know. On their website, it shows you this is what this does, this is what this does, this is what this does, which is nice to know. As I mentioned, I felt Outbreak was a very interesting company, and the reason why is because they have a very cool kind of concept behind their marketing. The year is 2044, and the world has changed in the early part of the 21st century. A mysterious and deadly virus swept across the globe. Distrust, fear, and panic followed in its wake. We don't know who fired first. It doesn't matter. The heavens were traced by nuclear missile paths heading to targets all over the world. The world was set alight, and a new world was created. Those of us left to fight for resources, power, and the hope for a better life under the banner of the Outbreak resistance. We forage and hunt in the skeletons of once great cities. We battle the evil, diseased Dawn army. We find survivors and provide them with the supplements and tools to survive the harsh environment and the bloodthirsty mutants. Our products are designed to help you run faster, fight harder, and recover more effectively. I definitely dig the post-apocalyptic branding that they're doing with their product. Very appealing. However, I feel like maybe they could do something a little bit more poppy. When I saw this in my Instagram feed, I was interested, but had they not sent this to me, I probably would have tried it eventually. I know it's very silly to think that something as simple as a label can make somebody say, I need that in my life, but that is very true. Sadly, that's the world we live in. And I feel like this is a little bit lacking in that department. I mean, it's interesting, but there are other drinks out there that their labels pop a bit more. Again, it is kind of silly for that to be something that you base like your purchase on, but people do that every day. I do like this. I mean, as far as the branding goes, very good job. Things could be a little bit more poppy, whatever. When you look at F.P.S, it definitely has the same kind of look that G Fuel does, but I know that this is nothing like G Fuel. Nothing like G Fuel at all. Let's talk about the flavor. I actually have the Battleground Berry flavor. I'm not gonna lie. Again, I have tried several energy drink supplements, gaming drink supplements, and a lot of them do have kind of a taste to them that you must get an acquired taste for. When it comes to F.P.S, this is the best way that I can describe how it tastes. I'm very sorry, but this is just how it is. Imagine taking aspirin and chewing that up and then chasing it with grape Kool-Aid. Now, it's not so bad if it is cold. If it's ice cold, it's not really that big of a deal. But if it's been sitting for a little bit, the warmer it gets, the more strong that flavor comes through, that aspirin-y taste. Basically, it is just the supplements of what is actually causing the drink to work. Regardless of that, I have found myself going to F.P.S before I actually go to NEKT-R, and I did mention that NEKT-R tastes wonderful. So there is that to think about. Although the flavor of NEKT-R was much better than F.P.S, I feel that the benefits of F.P.S kind of outweighed NEKT-R in the sense of my focus was sharp and my skill was enhanced a bit. Now, of course, this is all in the sense of who you are as a gamer. If you're a trash gamer and you drink a drink, it's not going to make you any better. All it's going to do is just make you a focused trash player. So if you're here looking for drinks that are going to make you the next Dr. Disrespect or the next Shroud, I'm sorry to tell you, but that's just not how this works. But it's important to know that if you're buying these drinks, why are you purchasing them and what do you want to get from them? Again, F.P.S's performance outweighs NEKT-R by a long shot. I am focused, I'm ready to go, I am out there fornicating rectums left and right. The Outbreak Shaker. This one was the most intimidating shaker that I have ever seen in my life. I had never heard of a Cyclone Cup before, let alone seen one in person. And when it came to me in the mail, I was like, holy crap, what is this thing? Is there an on switch to this? How does this thing work? So first of all, this right here comes off, and this is an area for you to put your drink in. Your drink powder can go in that and you can carry it with you. Pretty neat. Definitely a very good quality build. You don't have to put it back on there after you've put your drink in. You can put this somewhere else or whatever. Obviously it's meant to go back on here so you can keep a hold of it. You know where it is. As far as it opening and closing, I mean, it's super easy, right? Now, the thing about this is since it's so bulky, you'll notice that this here has like a handle on it. You might think that that's for carrying it around. Sure, it can act like that, but it's actually meant for you to put your hand in it like this and shake it like so. Cool design, however, I found that when you have beverage in here and you're doing that, it kind of hurts the knuckles a bit, but that is definitely what this is for. I'm going to keep doing this because it looks funny. Definitely a cool product, and the coolest thing about it, other than it holds your drink for you, the actual shaker, this has a little bit of liquid in it because I've been using it, but this is what the filter looks like. It's a cone shape, and I don't know if that helps any more than say the other filters do for the other shakers, but it definitely, I've noticed when I've been using this that everything is getting broken up evenly when I use this. I don't just use this for the Outbreak drink, to be honest with you. I've used it for NEKT-R, I've used it for G Fuel. It's definitely a very cool, very well put together, very solid piece of product here. I recommend to NEKT-R that they try getting something like this, and at the very least, get yourself the blender bottle. Very, very happy with the shaker. Thank you so much, Outbreak, for sending this to me. And as far as it goes, I would have to give F.P.S a 4 out of 5 stars. Would rub on my nipples. Last but not least, we're looking at a drink called Sneak, coming from the UK. A very, very popular esports drink. I would say probably second most popular next to G Fuel. The flavors of Sneak were absolutely fantastic. And much like Liquid Luck, all of the flavors of Sneak have one very similar, distinct flavor to them. There is no bitterness, no chalkiness, no bad taste left in your mouth from Sneak whatsoever. It's very much a lot sweeter than G Fuel, and some people would argue with me on that. Y'all are wrong. It's a very, very, very sweet flavor, but not overpowering. All of the flavors that I had of Sneak were very, very good. They had Stealth, which is a kind of a mystery flavor, Cherry Bomb, which was the least of my favorites, Tropicilla, which was wonderful, and Blue Raspberry, which I think they knocked out of the park. My two favorites being Tropicilla and Blue Raspberry by far. They have since released a new flavor, Strawberry Watermelon, which I am very eager to try. I just haven't had a chance to order any. It takes a while for it to get to you, especially if you order the sample packs. It was a 10-day wait, but I felt like it was worth it. I very much enjoyed the flavors. Can't stress that enough. It is a little bit more expensive than the others, but it's really not. You get 40 servings at a time rather than 30 servings at a time, and you're paying $39.99 instead of $29.99. So you're not really paying any more. It's not really any more expensive. You're just paying more at once, but your servings are going to last longer. It's going to last you longer. I found that Sneak was much more better for waking up and drinking. I definitely kind of had, as far as the effects go, I would say that my pupils had to have been extremely dilated and was letting in way too much light. Because when I was playing games, I found it very hard to focus on what was going on. I also found myself a little bit jittery. And this is only after drinking 2 servings, which they suggest not exceeding more than 2 servings a day. Sneak Shaker is also one of the double serving shakers. This can hold 2 servings of Sneak at a time. And I think one of the reasons why people will argue that Sneak is a lighter flavor is because they're filling this all the way up and only putting 1 scoop in at a time. You can drink it that way if that's the way you prefer, but honestly, if you're filling this up, you're supposed to put 2 of the scoops in it at a time. As far as their shaker goes, it's a very good product. No problems with leaks or anything like that. Very easy to get open, very easy to close. Very much, very, very, very much like the G Fuel shakers. I would say that they are made by the same company as the G Fuel shakers are. They have a new shaker right now. It's purple. It's basically the same thing as this. It's just a purple variant. And I believe at this time that I'm making this video, they're doing a special where you can get the shaker for $1 if you purchase a variety pack of theirs, which is basically the little sachets, they call them, of their flavors, and you can mix and match those however you would like. You could choose one of each of their flavors, or a few of the same flavor, or all of the same flavor. It's completely up to you. That's something I think is really cool about the Sneak website. Lots of different options for you to choose from. As far as it goes, it definitely does what it says it will do, but keep in mind, I'm not really that sensitive to caffeine or anything like that, but I definitely felt like Sneak, there was just something about it that made me feel, like I said, jittery, and I definitely felt like my eyes were bringing in a lot of light. I don't know if I will buy Sneak necessarily to game with, but I would definitely buy it again to wake up and start my day with. Much better than coffee. Tastes so much better than coffee. I'm not a coffee drinker. I would definitely give them 4.5 stars out of 5. I would buy more of it, and yes, I would rub it on my nipples. So, overall, do these drinks do what they say they're going to do? Based on my review, I would have to say, yes, they do. Feel free to visit these websites by clicking the links to their websites in the description. I wish I could offer you some sort of discount to get you off maybe a 10% discount on your order or whatever. I can't offer you that with any of the drinks that you've seen here on this one, but I can offer it with a company called Liquid Luck, liquidluck.gg. If you use the code DRUMBLANKET at the checkout there, you'll get 10% off of your order. I reviewed Liquid Luck in my previous Do Video Game Drinks Actually Work video, and if you haven't checked that one out yet, you could do so by clicking up in the cards. That's over there, right? I think it's over there. Over there. The cards section. Click on it, the little eye. And you can check that video out. And then I also did a further review on Liquid Luck because Liquid Luck saw that video and they made some changes. So definitely check those videos out as well. Out of the 3 that I have here so far as flavor goes, I feel the very best drinks flavor came from Sneak. The best performance, however, came from F.P.S. and then a close second with NEKT-R. Again, NEKT-R is a very new company and I feel very privileged that they sent me the products that they sent me. Thank you again so much. And again, thank you to Outbreak and F.P.S. for sending me all the stuff that you did. Honest reviews here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not here to kiss ass. I'm here to help these companies get better, and I'm here to help you decide which drink you're gonna go with. That's all the time I have today. Thank you all so much for watching the video. If you enjoyed the video and you would like to see me do yet another review on other esports drinks, let me know by leaving me a like and a comment down below. Thanks again so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.